911, what is the address of your emergency?
The county is responsible to the state to operate 911. Huntingdon Borough pre-911 did all of the dispatching. This goes back many years. When 911 bill passed and the state mandated that the counties were responsible, the county and the borough worked together. We currently have a cooperative agreement where the county pays the borough to run and operate the 911 center. The payments from 911 funds, which PEMA hands out, go to the county reimburses the borough. Yes, the fees that PEMA supplies Huntingdon County currently cover all expenses for 911. There's no tax money from the citizens of the county or the citizens of the borough that are funding 911. There were a few years when the funds from PEMA didn't cover the cost and the county ate that expense at that time, but we've been able to pare that down, the expense, so that currently there are no borough funds or county funds from taxpayers that go into 911. The 911 money that the county receives from PEMA, the section of PEMA that is in charge of 911, comes from the $1.65 surcharge on every phone number in the state of Pennsylvania, be it a cell phone, a landline, a VoIP phone, a prepaid phone. Every phone number pays $1.65 every month, and that money goes to the state. And then the state, the section of PEMA that handles it, divides it up based on a formula on population and in numerous other items. And then each center, each county is given their amount based on that formula. So the personnel in the center are borough employees. We have 9 full-time dispatchers and 6 part-time. The structure of the 911 organization is this. There's one county employee, myself, that's the director of 911. All the dispatchers and part-time dispatchers are borough employees. There's another county employee that does payroll or does the billing and the accounts for 911. She's in the commissioner's office. The qualifications to be a dispatcher in Huntingdon County, all of our dispatchers are EMTs. We have some of the highest qualified dispatchers that there are. Almost all of our dispatchers are either members of a fire company or were members of a fire company or ambulance. And our dispatchers all have to maintain and do hours of training every year to keep their certification. Huntingdon County 911 currently has 5 console positions. At one time, we have 2 dispatchers on every hour of every day, 365 days a year. We have extra positions in case Blair County has to shut down and come down here, or Fulton County, or Bedford County, or Center County. Then we have the extra positions. If there's a major incident, a large storm, and we need extra help, we have other dispatchers that can be called in so that we can have as many as 5 at the consoles. So that gives us the ability to expand and contract as needed.
What's unique about these stations are set up to be able to process calls, take phone calls, dispatch on the radio as well. Long days, the dispatchers work 12-hour shifts, start at 7 a.m. in the morning, 7 p.m. in the evening. Second shift comes in at 7 p.m., works into 7 a.m. A lot of these guys don't like to sit down for the whole 12 hours, so you can adjust these desks to be able to stand up and be more comfortable throughout their shifts as well.
The Huntingdon County 911 Center covers all of Huntingdon County. Some small parts of other counties where it's closer for a ambulance or fire company that's in Huntingdon County to cover that area. And in the reverse of that, there are some of our areas that are covered by, say, Blair County fire companies or ambulance. You want to get the closest unit there. So, but all of Huntingdon County is covered by Huntingdon County 911. The equipment and technology in the 911 center, when I started 34 years ago, was a punch card and a pen. Currently, our equipment is on a 5-year replacement cycle. So we apply for grants through PEMA that comes from the 911 funds to update our servers, our CAD station computers, and as you'll see, each station has multiple computers. For the current technology in the 911 center, we had to allot a room in the Borough building just to house the IT and the technology with its own air conditioning system. There's multiple servers in that room. There's fiber connectivity that connects us to the state and to the county. So all of that equipment has to have its own clean, cool electronics room.
The whole premise with 911 is obviously that it's there to get help to people that need it.
Yes.
Okay. If there's, if someone would call 911 and it wasn't an emergency, we're simply going to first of all direct them to the people that it needs to go to. There's no known penalty or anything like that they're going to get in trouble. Just, you know, the only thing, like if it was a high occupancy time, like we were getting other calls, when they do have that line tied up, it could be used for someone else. But that's a rarity, but those times do happen, you know. I understand there's people that don't know who to call, but if your neighbor's grass is too high or there are trees hanging over your fence, that's not a 911 emergency. Yes, that may be a violation. That would be where you need to reach out and find out who your local borough or township people are. Or maybe we get phone calls where people say, it's not a 911 emergency, I know, but I don't know who else to call. Take the time to find out who's the police jurisdiction in your area. You know, you can put that number in your phone, is in your contacts. You know, have the numbers for different people that you may have. You know, you might not ever think you need to call them, but it would be good to know. We get a lot of 911 open lines, pocket dials and stuff, because the phone, you know, the phone people have made it a one button for to call 911, or if you do this combination, or you set it down to, you know, it connect and it'll call 911. Well, we're dealing with that then. We don't know, is this a real emergency? You know, we can't just hang up because we're busy and stuff. We have to rule out whether was that someone's real emergency. Deactivated phones are the same way. If you have you probably have an old cell phone at home. If you went home and plugged it in, even though you don't have service on it, if you dial 911 from it, it'll come here. People can call. So even deactivated phones that people give to their grandkids to play with, we've talked to those kids while there's a family gathering going on, and you know, where they're like, "Can you put mommy or daddy on the phone?" You know, and stuff. If you would call 911 by mistake, here's the best thing to do. A lot of people freak out and they just want to hang up. Well, now we're forced to call that number back and to find out if you do have a true emergency or not. So if you bump us, if you pocket dial us and you realize it, just simply say, hey, you know, it's Mike, everything's okay. I was, you know, playing with my kids and I bumped the phone, but everything's okay. Like, if someone doesn't even know where they're at, okay, we can probably find them. We can use, if it's, of course, from a landline, it's going to plot to that address, dedicated. If it's your cell phone, the cell phone technology is very good. It triangulates and will give us a very good location-wise. Okay. We interact here with just more than just the normal fire, EMS, and police. We have intercommunication capabilities with the state park and forest rangers, county probation, sheriff's department. We do after hours paging for, like, you know, like for the in the corner, and
On an average monthly, we are right around 2,800 phone calls. In a year's time frame, we're right around 30 to 32,000 emergency phone calls or calls that come into the center. with approximately 17,000 incidents dispatched to this county. It depends. Most of the incidents here are EMS related, but like I said, we do dispatch police and fire as well.
We can give pre-arrival instructions to what family members can do until help arrives. So they always say that dispatchers are the first responders. So based on that, and we have criteria that we can do that. So yeah, besides dispatching, it's also the call taker into dispatch, and then we've made notifications to other agencies on based on what's going on there. We've contacted family members for the people based on what's going on. So again, to say we're just dispatchers, sometimes I think we're the major multitaskers different times.